Recently, I happened to watch a presentation by Mr. Joao Santos of European Commission. Uh, Joe is a senior expert in vocational education in European Commission. Joe gave a masterly presentation on the theme of future of work and its implications for TVET. The major theme of his presentation was that the world of work is changing rapidly and people with the right skills are needed. Role of TVET is very crucial in managing the digital and green transition. Absolutely valid points. In this presentation, I would like to highlight the critical role of soft skills, which are actually not soft but hard, in creating a foundational base for acquiring the so called hard skills. Furthermore, I would like to make a statement that our journey of acquiring mastery over skills goes through sequentially, starting with cynicism, apprehension, then curiosity, experimentation, and finally acquiring mastery. Let me start by giving an example from my home country, India, and my own home. In the early 70s, in those days, we used to have a kerosene stove at home for cooking. Many households would have that, but also there were many households they could not afford even that and had to do with the wood fire. And then one day the gas stove came home. Mother was petrified. She thought that the house is going to explode. Initially, she was not willing to switch it on even with a lighter. By the way, lighter was also a new gadget. She had genuine apprehension about this stove, but also there was a lurking curiosity and inquisitiveness and a feeling of being a proud first owner of the gas in our locality. Gradually, she overcame the resistance and fear and acquired mastery and then became a champion in propagating the virtue of getting the smoke free gas in every household. The same pattern of action was repeated when we got the pressure cooker, then the microwave, and so on. These very personal narratives hold a powerful learning for me. Acquisition of skills gets facilitated if one has resilience, questioning mind, grit, and adaptability. And these are all non cognitive soft skills present in every human being. The challenge is how to ignite them, how to stir them. Many a times we worry excessively about future of work and if we are ready to face it, but a closer look at everyday learning goes to prove that this fear is a bit exaggerated. In the 80s, many senior executives assumed that lotus is only the name of the flower. Today, we see a laborer and at times a beggar in New Delhi chatting on WhatsApp. Every child from the foundational to the nursery is able to attend online classes thanks to COVID. My second submission in this presentation is that TVET is giving less importance to the role of soft skills in shaping our work destiny over the so called hard skills. Here is a test. Please check with any prospective employer about what type of candidate he would like to employ. He has two resumes. First one is highly skilled, knowledgeable, but rude and thinks that he's a prima donna. The other candidate is technically average, but has excellent manners and willing to learn and admit his shortcomings readily. In all likelihood, the second candidate would be selected. Knowledge can be acquired, but the right attitude and temperament are non cognitive, non negotiable, and largely genetic in nature. One of the vexed and unresolved problems in the vocational education ecosystem is of students dropping out from the training and not pursuing the job in case he or she has been offered one. Time and again, we have witnessed the scenario of batches after batches discontinuing their training halfway through. This is despite so many incentives and allurements offered to them to continue the training. Even when the trainers are competent and qualified and the content relevant and pass through stringent parameters, we see the pattern repeating itself. It is time that educational experts start probing this and come up with a solution. In this podcast, and that will be my third present point, I will explain why soft skills are more critical than the so-called hard skills. One reason that comes to my mind is the relative unimportance given to the soft skills in the overall framework of vocational training ecosystem. We often forget that the soft skills are actually human skills. If you probe the percentage of the courses that form what is erroneously named as soft skills, it's not more than 30%. Usually it is a 30-70 ratio, that is the agreed pattern of mix between the soft and the hard skills. It's my belief, based on many years of research, that lack of serious content with the depth and effective delivery of soft skills is one major cause of students' disenchantment with the overall training, which results in their leaving training or continuing in employment, not continuing in employment, as well as lack of interest in becoming entrepreneurs. I have in the first place serious objection to using the term soft in describing the non-cognitive skills. We all agree that non-cognitive skills form the foundation for learning. If that be so, how can we label it as soft and give relatively less importance? Imagine a skyscraper being built in which the foundation is soft and forms only 30% of the overall structure. It is an accepted fact that across the globe that the non-cognitive skills are the crucial foundation for success in education and even more importantly for life. European Centre for the Development of Vocational Training survey data shows that most of the jobs which are anticipated to expand until 2025 require at least a moderate level of digital skills and high level of non-cognitive skills. These forecasts find reflection in the situation of workers who are expected to earn more in occupations that require a combination of non-cognitive skills with moderate or advanced use of ICT skills. In addition, since the 80s, the increased importance of social skills in the labor market, the skills in which humans have advantage over machines, translates into observed higher wage premiums. Yet we find very few vocational training institutions investing in top-of-the-line content creation for these soft skills. Almost all discussions of non-cognitive skills include an explanatory list of traits. To name a few: persistence, self-discipline, focus, locus of control, confidence, teamwork, organization, seeking help, staying on task, and so on. That obsession to explain persists even though non-cognitive has been the topic of discussion in education circles for years. Something is inherently unsatisfying about non-cognitive, whether it is the futility of trying to define something by what it is not, or maybe the fact that non-cognitive is not all that accurate. Maybe we should start using the word baseline skills rather than non-cognitive skills. The World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report suggested that by 2021, complex problem-solving skills, critical thinking, creativity, people management, and emotional intelligence would be among the most important skills required in the workplace. The importance of these baseline skills is often undervalued, as I mentioned repeatedly before, and underestimated, and there is far less training provided for them than hard skills such as coding, as a case in point. Organizations seem to expect people know how to behave on the job, and the importance of skills such as taking initiative, communicating effectively, precisely, pointedly, and listening, which often is not the case, as we all know. Our research on cross section of rural youth from India, Africa, and Bangladesh has revealed how critical are some of these non cognitive elements in determining professional accomplishments. Mastering mastering vocational skills require analytical ability to transfer insights, reasoning ability, and comprehending complex ideas. What is true of vocational training is equally true of learning subjects like mathematics, physics, or chemistry. The level of accomplishment that a student can hope to achieve is related to his metacognition, passion for learning, and self efficacy. And in shaping these foundations, the role of the instructor, the classroom ambience, and the delivery also play a critical role. If this be so, then the soft skills are the backbone for acquiring the hard skills. I think then to term these skills as soft skills is doing injustice to the profound impact that these skills have in building the base. It's also a sad reality that the quality of instructors who deliver the so called soft skills is far from desired. Firstly, as pointed out earlier, they have very limited understanding of the non cognitive factors. They usually confine their teaching to some basic topics like communication, team building, conflict resolution, and so on. The more important elements of injecting the passion and drive are often overlooked, and that explains the reluctance of many students to leave the training halfway through and not pursue the professional career seriously. In conclusion, I would like to reiterate that the soft skills or the baseline skills are really the hard skills that form the foundation for life. We need qualified instructors, in depth content, appropriate duration that will produce a well mannered team player who is sincere, helpful, attentive, and friendly. And therefore, to conclude, it is hard to change post training behavior and perseverance directly without addressing the academic mindsets and effective learning strategies. And these strategies must recalibrate the scope and depth of these baseline skills, which are actually the hard skills. Thank you very much.